Hey guys, it's Selena. I'm going to talk about how the theme of prejudice is demonstrated in Shakespeare's story of Othello. I picked this theme because I feel like it is a very relevant theme throughout history's literature, movies, and society. Prejudice is demonstrated throughout Shakespeare's story Othello. In the beginning of Othello, the two characters, Roderigo and Iago, were talking about Othello, making fun of him and referring to him by barbary horse and thick lips. With the lack of respect the white citizens had for Othello, they would talk about him as if he was not human. Throughout the story, they would describe him as a monster or animal, belittling him than the others. Shakespeare's work is known for its tragedies. In the story Othello had to deal with racial prejudice, which soon drove him to lose all faith in himself. He believed he didn't deserve what he had in his life, and that he was truly nothing. He starts to believe that he has lost his honor and wife's respect, which later made him become so insecure of his thoughts that he started to become the beast that everyone set him out to be. In the movie American History X, the theme of prejudice, specifically racial prejudice, is demonstrated throughout the movie. The movie relates the story of Othello. In American History X, the main character, Derek, is a part of a neo-Nazi white supremacy group. He ends up killing multiple African Americans because of his strong racial prejudice against them. Derek meets multiple African Americans in prison when he does time for the murders, who end up changing his ideas and prejudice against them. However, though Derek's ideas have changed, his younger brother Danny had already followed in his footsteps and joined the neo-Nazi group. This led to Danny being killed at the end of the movie. All of the situations that occurred during the movie could have been avoided if Derek had learned to change his racial prejudice earlier in his life. The movie American History X and the story of Othello relate to each other. Both characters, Othello and Derek, lose the most important thing to them in life. Othello let the racial prejudice against him get to him, and lost everything he believed in. In the movie, Derek loses his brother Danny, who was everything to him. Both of these characters lost everything, all due to the prejudice of their own and others. The theme of prejudice is very clear in today's society. Just look at all the protests that are currently happening to support the Black Lives Matter movement. These protests started when a black citizen, George Floyd, was killed by 4 police officers for being accused of using a counterfeit $20 bill. It opened people's eyes, and many spoke out protesting, saying that enough is enough, and that colored people are still people and they matter just as much as anyone else. The theme of prejudice relates to the racial prejudice that African Americans have to face every day from both police and other citizens in the United States. Many African Americans are murdered by police because of the color of their skin. This is reason enough to care about how the theme of prejudice relates to today's society. Everyone is prejudiced whether they realize it or not. Today's society needs to be re-educated so that no one is racially prejudiced against anyone based on the color of their skin. This is what citizens did to Othello, and it's what Derek did to the African Americans in American History X. It is why the country is protesting. We are taught that it wasn't right, however, we weren't taught that it isn't right. Judgment based on color is wrong, and it needs to be changed.